Madam Member, my name is Agueda Morsy, and I'm a co-counsel here with Ms. Sukriti Gupta for our client Maria Lopez. And we respectfully ask you for your permission to ask our claimant questions, which are crucial in determining credibility of her refugee claim in Canada. Maria, we all understand that you are under incredible stress, and our questions will cause you to relive some of the events, and it will be very upsetting. So please ask for time out. If you are too upset to answer, take your time to compose yourself, and then you can start answering our questions. My question is, do you have another passport or citizenship than the one of El Salvador?
No, I don't have any other option, passport, only El Salvador passport.
And could you please tell us why you are here, Maria?
I escaped to Canada because I feared that my husband would kill me and my baby, as I have another baby from my lover, Miguel, and I feared to kill by my husband.
And can you tell us more about your husband?
We have two children together, my son Gustavo, 19 years old, and my daughter Lucia, 12 years old. My husband used to go to work in Oregon for a long period of time. I found out that he was cheating on me, and after that our marriage started to deteriorate. On his short visit home, he became increasingly violent. From verbal and emotional abuse, it escalated to physical attack. He did not spare the children either. Before I traveled to Canada, he told me that he is coming with his new girlfriend and he wants me and our children out of our house.
And Maria, did you report the abuse to the authorities?
Yes, my son and I called the police on several occasions. When they show up, my husband laughed it out, and after the police left, the beating got even worse. When the police came, actually, they had beat with each other. And my husband has friends in police forces, and they would not do anything about it. In general, violence against women is not taken seriously in our country.
Maria, do you have any evidence of the abuse?
I have copies of his threatening text message from my husband and affidavit from neighbors and several church members from our church in El Salvador who saw me after the beating, and our priest confirmed that.
Okay. Could you please explain why did you delay your claim for refugee in Canada?
Actually, between my husband's violence outbursts and long period of negligence, while he was away for work, I found a closely in his brother Miguel. We ended up in a romantic relationship, and I got pregnant with his baby. I have visitor visa for Canada, and it was a safe place to have the baby in my situation. First, I thought I would return to El Salvador to reunite with my children after the baby was born. But my husband found out I had the baby from the document the hospital mailed to my house in El Salvador. My husband was enraged, kicked out our two children and my sister who was looking after them. My husband sent me several text messages threatening to kill me and my baby Rosa. I know that he can make good thing on his threat. He has friend criminal who would do the job for a fee. Police would not do anything if something happened to us. I got scared and decided to ask for protection in Canada. And actually, at the beginning, I didn't know I have the option to have a refugee claim. But afterward, I found out that I can make a refugee claim.
So, Maria, could you tell us what happened to your lover, Miguel?
Miguel left me in Canada alone before her daughter's birth, and I have never heard from him since then. I fear that my husband would have killed him.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Is there any safe place in El Salvador where you could probably hide?
El Salvador is a very small country. My husband friends can find me easily. My husband can even use the help of police to locate me. And actually, all of the El Salvador police and authority are corrupted.
Okay. Did you ever claim refugee in any other country?
No, ma'am. I did not claim any refugee in any country except Canada.
Maria, could you tell us what would happen if you returned to El Salvador?
Well, as I mentioned, my husband would send his gangster friend to find us, and I was killed.
Okay. Thank you, Maria. Now, Mr. Navid Sabha will act as Maria's counsel and he will present the submissions.
Madam Member, thank you for hearing our case today and accepting Mrs. Lopez's testimony as evidence in this matter. We respectfully request that the refugee claim be accepted for the following reason. We would like to clarify at the outset that in terms of general demeanor, the claimant's oral testimony was neither evasive nor exaggerated. She answered the question put to her by Madam Member and us the best of her ability. I asked the member keep in mind the chairperson guideline 4 on women refugee claimant fearing gender-related persecution, which state that the woman in violent situation find it difficult to give testimony. The member did not identify any specific instances of inconsistency or any concern they had as to the claimant testimony. Madam Member, our claimant's answers are consistent with her basis of claim. We submitted evidence supporting her claim, copies of her husband threatening text message, an affidavit written by claimant friend, and most importantly, the claimant priest, a person who is very unlikely to give untruthful testimony. Exhibit 1 included a report prepared by claimant's son, school counselor, a testimony about the effect of husband violence on the two older children. Claimant objective are fully supported by report in national documentation packages on El Salvador. Every current report on human rights mentioned in the same breath women as victim of domestic violence and gender inequality, corruption of police and authority, lack of response to domestic violence and violence against women on the part of authority. The presumption of truthfulness is applied to the panel and the claimant is credible. As a result, if the panel finds the claimant to be credible, it should be accept the truth of the event that she recounts. The claimant's subjective fear is demonstrated by her action in her escape from El Salvador without her children to save her life and her unborn life child. She delayed her refugee claim because she firstly wanted to reunite with her children. After her husband was accidentally informed about the baby, he feared persecution of her life and her newborn baby life become more subjective. Also, she did not know about her option of making a refugee claim upon arrival, but did pursue the option as soon as she knew about it. The first opportunity she got, she made a claim in Canada. From objective perspective, there is a reasonable chance or a serious possibility, and there are good grounds for believing that the claimant will be persecuted on return to El Salvador. According to Ajay, 1989, this test has low threshold. Should the member believe that the claimant will face a slightly more than mere possibility of persecution, should return to El Salvador, then, in fact, her fear is well-founded. Exhibit 2 is included of UNHCR eligibility guideline for assessing international protection needs of asylum seeker from El Salvador, Human Rights Watch 2019, Country Report on Human Rights 2018. The most recent article by right group Rise Alarm Over Threat to Women in El Salvador names El Salvador the most unsafe country for women in Latin America and Caribbean. To sum up, we believe that the claim for protection is credible. The claimant has no internal flight alternative in her home country, as El Salvador is a small country and all over El Salvador police and authority are corrupted. And she needed protection as member of social group, namely women who are victim of domestic violence under Article 96 of Immigration Refugee Protection Act. Having taken into the consideration the client's previous experience of violence, when police had beer with her husband, there is reasonable possibility that the claimant will become a victim of violence. Her fear is well-founded and she is unlikely to receive protection from authority in her country of origin. According to the case law, Canada Attorney General versus Barr, in which appeal was allowed, persecution includes situations where the state is not strictness an accomplice to then prosecution, but is simply unable or unwilling to protect its citizens. The Supreme Court of Canada in Bard has stated that the subjective fear combined with state inability to protect create a presumption that fear is well-founded. Additionally, there is a linkage between gender of my client, the feared prosecution, and women who are the victim of domestic violence as a particular social group in El Salvador in general. Madam Member, we respectfully ask you to allow our client refugee claim and grant the protection status for my client to have a better life in Canada. Thank you.